All right. Sorry about the later video, boys and girls, but I had a whole freaking 30-minute video with you guys that I was gonna cut down, and then my freaking one camera decided to shit the bed. So I had two cameras with us. One's down, so we're gonna switch over to this other one, and I'm hoping she looks nice. So I just wanted to bring out a quick little video, have you guys, join me for a kind of evening/nighttime drive. That's one of the topics I kind of wanted to talk on while we drive home or past home, wherever the fuck we're going to be driving to right now. And that's just the fact that for as much as I enjoy working on my vehicle, it kind of got me thinking, what's the top, or what's one do and one don't that I say as a DIYer you should do or should not do, right? And so I got thinking about it, and I was like, okay, as a do ask questions. Never feel like you can't ask questions, because that's how you start to fuck up. Is this supposed to be equivalent or exact to my OEM or better? Is this shittier than what's supposed to be in the car originally? Like the business, it's one of those things that it's not a bad thing to ask questions, right? I understand that there's some people out there that have the machismo. I'd rather fucking figure it out myself, I don't want to do this because I don't want to seem like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. A lot of people out there want to help you out, your DIYers, because they understand that they're saving you a buck if you understand what the fuck you're doing. And if a guy can help you out that way, that's golden, right? Because, don't get me wrong, shops got to eat too. There's plenty of jobs for mechanics. But as far as a DIYer is concerned, as myself, don't you feel a little bit more accomplished when you do it yourself? When it's not just necessarily, But as I was saying, as a DIYer, I feel a lot more accomplished myself when you get a chance to be able to do it yourself, and you're able to accomplish something that might have seemed like a harder task to work on with your vehicle by yourself. At the same time, if you try to cut corners and cheap out on a part, and then you have to pay for it because now you're having to redo that work yourself. And as a DIYer, that kind of that kind of shit can be a little excessive in a way, because you try to do it for yourself, so you're not waiting on shit. You're not having to take too much time out of a weekend or out of a work day if you have to do it on a work day, and trying to fix yourself. But I've noticed the mistake too many times of people cutting corners, cheaping out on a part because, what, man, it's just a fucking part. It's fine, it's whatever, that's the same shit. And then they come back to me, 3 months later, 4 months later, and hey man, that part went to shit. I just need to buy the new one, or is there any warranty you can offer me for this part going to shit? It's kind of stuff like that, right? And I myself, as a counter pro and working in the business, and as a seller of parts and stuff, and working in different places and picking up parts as I did for the auto carrier company, it's cool things like that where as you look at it from a business perspective. Let's take it like the auto carrier, right? For me, when I worked for that company, sometimes I'd have to go from one location to the other, drop off something, pick up something, and don't you think that could kind of backfire on you if you're getting the wrong shit? Now you paid a guy to drive 1, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on where you're at. Which for me, I was working in California at the time, so California traffic, you're stuck around everywhere. You're not doing as much because you're stuck in the traffic and you're doing all this shit, and you're just trying to get everybody situated. But then you get the wrong part, or you get a part that already defects out of into close of a frame. Well, when you start putting those small things together, you're starting to pay a guy to drive out, do these things, or you're starting to pay you're taking time off to work on your vehicle. Now you have to take another day off, or you got to figure out a weekend thing to be able to work on your car again. And it kind of just it comes back to bite you in the ass, right? And I try to do my best, especially with these videos, to show you guys, especially with the fucking ignition coils, right? I cheaped out a little bit. Not necessarily cheaped out, but I understood that there is a little bit of a caveat when it comes to I could or could not be kind of putting a product that is known to be of OEM spec but has had issues in the past, right? Like coils are dime a dozen, so you already know that sometimes the manufacturer can get a coil wrong or a couple coils wrong in a batch, just like any other. After I saw something that was indicative of the same issue I had already replaced, so what did I do? I went to the store. I told them, hey, I'm having this issue. Do you guys mind warranting out these plug or these coils that I just purchased? And I'll even purchase the higher quality, coils. But I would just like to just warranty these out because I feel like the quality was not to the standard. Try this out. Let's see how well this works. If we're gonna be doing the job ourselves, and just so we save the hassle of wondering if it's actually gonna, bite us in the ass and we'll have to redo the job again or what. And so, going back to what I was talking about, that's a great do. You ask your questions, you do your job, you cover your bases, right? One of the biggest don'ts is do not, and I repeat, do not go into a project, do not start a job on a car without really looking into the depths of what you need. There is no worse feeling than being caught with your pants down on a project because you thought, I could get away with this, or I don't have to necessarily do this part of the job, and then you forgot to buy the extra parts and extra pieces, and now if that was your only mode of transportation, now you're stuck there, and now you have to try to find a way to get more parts or get more stuff. You know what I'm saying? So do not always assume that what you might know or what you might think is the proper thing could be that actual proper thing. Do your research, do your due diligence to make sure that you're doing the proper stuff and the proper steps to ensure that you're going to do that install or that replacement proper. It's safer to, dot your I's and cross your T's than it is to just speed through things. And that's something that I've had to pick up more and more on in my life as well. I was somebody that rushed through life, put the blinders on. Okay, this is all I need to fix on my car. Fucking fixed it. Boom. Thought the issue resolves for 20 minutes. Exaggerated, that's only 20 minutes, but you guys understand what I'm saying. And then 5 months down the road, here I am back on the same issue. What I'm saying? And so it's kind of a weird little spot that you're in because you want to make sure that you're doing the right job. You want to make sure you do it right because that way you're not paying twice for the same mistake. And and so that's just something that I felt like I needed to tell you guys as part, coming from all the stuff that I did, as far as, as a counter professional, as a guy that's worked behind the other side of the counter with the computers, with the programs, and seeing, sometimes what it tells us, as far as the product. So now we've touched up on those, the one big ass do and the big ass don't. Now I kind of just want to give some tips and tricks that not only help you out with your car for when you need some parts, but it also actually helps the guy behind the counter so he can make sure he has all the right information to get you the right parts. And that one thing, and if this is only if you're, the auto place that you go to or the dealership, most of those guys are going to ask you for the VIN, right? The cool thing is some of these places offer a way to decode the license plate. Dealerships, I don't believe they do, but they do sometimes lessen it down to, hey brother, if you got the last 8 of the VIN, that's all I need. Give me the last 8, we're good to go. It's a good thing to always try, once you find out what the vehicle is, write it down. Keep a fucking, notepad with stuff that you've worked on. I don't know how many times, and this is actually something I've implemented now, not just in the work environment, but at home. I've written down all the repairs I've done. I put them in a binder because this way I could see if the car is getting repetitive on a repair or a common issue, why is that? Not, you know, knowledge base for your vehicle, but there's a lot of cars that sometimes are very low maintenance. You don't gotta check all that shit off that often. But then you get to the cars that are starting to get older. I didn't really think about it. My car's 15 years old now. I fucking thought I was the cat's ass when I first got this thing in 2018. I was like, man, this car's only 10 years old. I'm fucking living life. Like, you know, and I'm like, oh, fuck, wait a minute. You know, now I'm thinking, oh, fuck, this car's 15 years old. Well, what repairs happen around this time? What could happen around this time? And other vehicles that, or, you know, or similar vehicles that have the same time frame as far as what can go, you know, start going bad on the cars. And so you start putting a little roadmap together of preventing things before they happen, right? But that's all, you know, a thing of the past. You know, we've finally been able to just say, fuck it. We've learned, we're progressing, and we're going to keep getting better at this, right? So, I'm finally coming back home. I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. Thank you for the continued support on the channel. You guys blew up a couple videos past 2,000 views. I can't appreciate that enough. Your guys' likes, your guys' comments, your guys' shares, you know, subscribes, whatever you guys can give, that it's greatly appreciated regardless. Even a like, just a like helps out so much. You know, if you want to comment and leave a comment that says your fucking car's ugly, fucking do it, bro. It'll probably motivate me more to fucking get it fucking painted and not just leave it looking like a rag doll. But I do like the weird look on it, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh god. Alright, I got hiccups, so this is where we end it. Yeah. See you, boys.